do it.
Let's record. Oh yeah.
Hello, beautiful people. Oh my goodness, always a joy to be back here, and especially to be back here with two of my besties. It is exciting, Janine, to see you again. Thank you for joining us today, and also to have time
Welcome,
with
Janine.
Jessie. It's cool, eh? It's like, oh, we're back
It's
in our
great.
little
Wonderful. Yeah.
bestie space. And I have to say, Janine has been, she's one of our newest members of Leaders in Life. And I know here we're talking about Beauty for Ashes, but she has been a real treasure, like a real joy to get to know. I met her through another online, like all these online spaces, these kingdom spaces that we end up in. And I'm like, I hear you want to write a book. Oh, I hear maybe you'd like to come and hang out in this space. And Janine said, yes, I'll write a chapter. But I have been blown away by her book that she wrote about David. It has been amazing and life-changing for many. And it's been beautiful to just meet you, Janine. You are so kind, so generous, so compassionate, so considering of others. It is, and I love the fact that you are all of that, but you also keep yourself centered. You're like, actually, yes, I can
Hmm.
do this, but I can't do that. I've got time for this, but I haven't got time for that. And I love that about you. I love that you have healthy boundaries around your journey with God and your time, and then with others.
That's right.
And it just, you bring a peace and a rest and just a grounding into wherever you go, wherever you are. And you and I are quite opposite in many respects. I'm like rah rah rah, and you're beautifully quiet and
We
settled.
need that too.
Yeah, we do. We need all of us, and that's the whole that, and that's actually the joy
True.
of this book is,
Yeah.
your story is different to everybody else's. They're so unique and so different, and yet we're all pointing in the same direction. You know, it's stunning.
Yeah.
So thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes to Heart of a True Leader. Yes to coming and being part of Beauty for Ashes. Yes to all these crazy things that we do. It is lovely to have you with us, and it's an honor to have your presence in what we're
Yeah.
doing. So just thanking you, and I'll hand over to Jesse because I know he'll want to talk about a little bit about your chapter, and then
Yeah.
we'll get into it.
And the project too, and just kind of wanted to let everybody know that who's watching now, kind of why we're interviewing Janine. I mean, she's amazing, but she's also a part of this project that we're doing. It's Beauty for Ashes. You can follow the progress at beautyforashesanthology.com. But yeah, she's one of the 20 authors who chose to come on this journey and to write this anthology with us to dig into stories of the past, of Ashes stories, things that are not as wonderful, but to really show God's beauty coming out of that. And it's been wonderful having Janine on this journey. We're going to interview her about some of her just what she wrote about, what she hopes people can receive from this chapter, to encourage people to come and follow the progress. We're going to be publishing this book at the end of the year, and we have plenty of milestones and plenty of perks for those who are wanting to join us on this journey. But yeah, like Sally said, I mean, Janine, you're a very, very amazing addition to this project. We have similar themes, which is why it's really fun. As those who know me and you guys know me, but people watching, I'm an author, mentor, and coach, and I love helping people find life themes and kind of what makes them tick. And I really feel like you carry a lot of belonging as well, which is really what one of the things that I carry as well, and I love. I just love how you show your early experiences from rejection, which is interesting. I have early experiences from rejection as well, and just kind of how that kind of formed into identity and relationships. And it really is. It's like the enemy tries to get us early in maybe the strength that we have. Like I know for me now, I'm helping people. I didn't even know I belonged growing up. Now I'm helping tell people that they belong. It's like an orphan to a father, right? And I feel like you do a very similar thing where you have this moment with Jesus in your story. I don't want to ruin it too much, but it's a beautiful moment of just reframing and just being just having that intimacy with the Father. And I love how you're all about connection and restoring connection. And we're going to talk to you just all about just your beauty from ashes story. And so welcome. We just want to officially
Yeah.
welcome you and let you speak now. And so we're just going to ask you the first question, like just what do you love about yourself? Start with love, just like on either on this theme or anything this you can share openly, kind of what you love about yourself and just kind of what you love about this chapter that you wrote.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah.
And thanks, Sally. Yeah, it's great to be here. I, wow, I love God because he loves me. Um, I think learning to receive that love and and give it to myself has been really key. And so yeah, I things I might not have used to love, but I love my hair.
There you go.
I love
Amazing.
I I love my humor. I love my depth and contemplativeness.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I love being kind. I love walking in those character traits that God has, turned my whole life around so that I can now genuinely show kindness and love to others. Yeah, I love that. I love the transformation that God's done. I love that I can speak to you guys on camera. I love that I can speak in public, which is something that I could never do. Yeah,
Isn't that beautiful? And like, because yeah, you're living the beauty story, that like that. Hey, like I grew up with some rejection, and but now you've showing that level of healing and showing that beauty that you're actually living it, which I love that. I love that to see you um living that new beauty story. So I just want to jump in there and say that. But yeah.
And Janine, it's a
thank you.
joy.
And we,
It is a joy because we only know you as the new Janine.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen, so all we get to see is this glorious lady of light, and as you say, you love your hair, you've accepted. Wouldn't that be a gift to every reader to accept ourselves as we are for who we are? Like
Yeah.
that is a massive gift and such a shift, as you say. Like, oh, I don't like my bum, or I don't like my hair, or oh, I wish I was this and I wish I was that. And oh, look at that person, they're amazing at this. And you actually have just nailed it beautifully and said, actually, I love my depth. I love the fact that I'm contemplative.
Hmm.
So you're embracing the gifts that you've been given and the way that you are. That is a massive gift. And it's interesting, I ask this question of people a lot, what do you love? And it's like, oh, I have to think about that. But you are healed. I can tell that you're healed. And as Jesse just said, you are living the beauty journey because you were
Hmm.
able to say, actually, I'm not like, I'm not the Queen of Sheba, but I am Janine. And as Janine, I love that I get to be contemplative. I love that I get to care for others. I love my hair. Like bring it on. And if we could all find that center in ourselves of him in us and us in him, there would be peace, there would be love, there would be joy, just as the kingdom's meant to be. Like nothing, we're not short of anything because when we all come together like this book, we get to share a message. So that leads me on quite
absolutely, yeah.
nicely into insight. So I love it. It's like, right, Janine's got all this gold. She's able to love herself for who she is and not have to shout about it, not have to prove herself, not have to tell anyone. Brilliant. So, reading your chapter, what insights are you hoping to give to people to get to where you are now for themselves? What insights are there?
Yeah. I love, I think that one of the biggest things is that we have to come to believe the truth about ourselves before we see it. And so learning to hear God's voice about who we truly are and and then stepping into those places we can't step into new places without really believing that we are those things already in Him.
Yeah.
And it's all about being in Him and realizing that our negative thoughts towards ourselves are actually not the truth about who we are in Christ. But they can feel really real
Yeah.
because we've learnt them as a little child. They get reinforced because we believe them, and we're living in the world which doesn't always show love towards us, doesn't always see who we truly are on the inside, can put us in a box when we believe those things. And as a child, we don't, or even as an adult, we don't really know any different until we realize. So there is some unpacking to do of those old beliefs. Yeah, and they often come through trauma, which I described one incident, which was seemingly very minor, but as a little child, I took on board a lot of beliefs in that moment, and putting ourselves in a position of receiving God's truth in
Yeah.
those places is really key. Yeah, so I would love people to understand how we form those negative beliefs, how we can see through them, that they're not the truth, and then how to hear God's truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like, and I love that there is some unpack, and again, when we think about it, when we look back now as adults over our lives, a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, whatever the age is, we put two and two together and make six because our worlds are so small and we
Yeah.
don't have any kind of external space to be able to see a bigger picture. And so you're right. And I think when we carry that and we carry that through because that's the root on which we stand, which is a lie often,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it can impact so much. So and I love the fact, Janine, that you're like, actually, God is the answer. No one's going to fix anybody else. That's God's job. But just hang out be open to receive him. And I have seen miracles happen recently where people have just said, okay, God, if you're real, you need to reveal yourself to me now. And boom, he's been in there. Like, it's like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
So, and he'll do that differently to each person as how they receive it. So I'm loving this because as people read your chapter, you'll be sharing your insights and this is how God revealed himself. Or maybe you just ask God, if you're real, I need to know right now. And boom, he came. And that boom will be different for you as it would be for the reader. But the reality is when we position ourselves and go, okay, God, I'm ready. I'm in. What is it you want to show me? And
Yeah.
literally the heavens open. And when you change the way you see the world you see changes. It's nuts. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've okay, we've got your readers are gonna have capacity to be able to receive from him and know that there's nothing wrong with them. They've just been told some stuff that's been unhelpful, and now we want to make it helpful. What freedom are your readers going to get from reading this chapter that they didn't have before they read the chapter that they're going to get now? What freedom are you going to bring, or you hope that they're going to get from reading this chapter?
Yeah. I really hope they're going to be encouraged because it did take a process for me. And I was seeking, although I believed in God, and even after I'd actually given my life to him, there was a lot of me that was seeking that affirmation in other places in
Yeah,
my career or in relationships, friendships, and yeah, so it did take a few hard knocks for me to actually wake up and realize God is the answer. So I just would love people to be encouraged that even if you feel like you're way down the track,
Hmm.
and you're still struggling with this, this is there's a lot God can do to bring us freedom, but it's also, I feel like it's a lifelong journey too, that he's going to continue to renew our minds right the way through. But I do feel like there's some significant shifts that he does want to do now to
Mhm.
change things for us right now. Yeah, so I would love people to realize the importance of seeking that heart healing
Mm.
and yeah, to believe, to see through those lies and to realize that they are perfect. They we are all perfect before God in Jesus Christ. And that's where God's placed us. So I trust and hope and believe that, yeah, that truth would get through, come through to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I hear, and I think the freedom. What will people feel when you've, because we can say this, like we can say these words,
Yeah.
and we sit on the side of holy smokes, I am the most free I've ever been. Like I am free to be the person I was designed to be. And then we get to
Mm.
run in our lane. And then all of a sudden, all the people that I wanted to be friends, because I was trying to do it in my own strength, just like you're like a magnet to the right people. It's the craziest thing on the planet. And so what are people going to feel? What freedom will, if they were to go, okay, I'm in, come on, God, show me my truth, show me who I really am. What freedom would they feel on the other side? What would it look like for them?
I think they'll feel, well, for me, the most amazing thing is to feel connected with God, to feel like there's no barrier between me and him.
Yeah,
That to me, that's the most joyful place to be.
yeah,
But but it also allows us to step in and I guess feel confident that we can step out and do the things God's calling us, knowing that He's right there with us to catch us if we fall. Um, yeah, to cheer us on, to keep us close to Him as we're moving into the things He's calling
yeah,
us to.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess a feeling of belonging, a feeling of acceptance, a feeling of, yeah, connectedness and confidence
Yeah, the word I'm getting
and
in my
peace.
head as you're talking is safe.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
Mm,
when we're rejected
yeah,
or we've got other things that have gone on, we can feel very vulnerable and we can feel
yeah.
unsafe. And yet, being confident, feeling connected, sense of belonging, all of that brings you protection, it brings you safety, and it brings you freedom to move because you know you're loved, you know you're cared for, you know that whatever you do, people are going to celebrate you and not push you down. That's fantastic. And I
And
did,
even if they did,
yeah, go.
even if they did, there's that sense that it doesn't really matter because God, God,
Hmm.
God's got us wrapped up, so tight that it's, yeah, I
And
mean, that would
it's
be
that
hard,
big
but
thing.
still,
Yeah. It's that big thing, I think, out there of not doing things right and not getting it right and all that stuff and performance and
yeah.
whatever that we worry about failing. And actually, as the boys
Mm.
will tell me at school, but miss, fail means first attempt in learning, miss. Like,
Yeah, that's
and it's
right.
like 100%. And if we didn't, how all of us drive cars, but we didn't suddenly just get in, put the keys in, and get it all right first time. Like it
No,
takes a bit of, and life
exactly.
is the same. And our
Yeah.
journey with God, I love the fact that you say it's a lifelong journey because my next question is going to be, how in terms of engagement, because we like to ask about life, LIFE, and engagement. And it's, your relationship, and I've already said, like, my relationship with God now is like next level in terms of He's with me 24/7. I'm safe in all seasons. He can go ahead of me. And then I know for me personally, it has massively changed relationships are, my relationship with God, and then my relationships have changed for next level. But what's your,
Mm.
for somebody reading your chapter, coming through from rejection or from, from where you were, or they might be there now, how is it going to help them in their relationships, either with God or with others? How's that engagement going to change for them, do you hope?
Mm. Well, when we really accept ourselves and love ourselves as God loves us, we have and our hearts are healed from those traumas, and yeah, we're we're free to give. So we lose our self-centeredness. Oh, not that sounds negative, but like, as you were saying before, a child does see the world
Yeah.
as revolving around itself. And, as we grow and allow God to heal us, then we become more other-centered. It's not that we sort of have to try so hard, but it's just more natural that we have that capacity for love
Yeah.
where we're not as sensitive because those sore spots have been healed. So we're able to step into someone else's world more easily and naturally than where previously we're probably trying to keep other people away in a certain way. We might be connecting with them, but there's a part of us that we don't want to get hurt. So we're protecting. Yeah, so we just have the capacity to be free to be ourselves, to not be so afraid of rejection, that to realize that we're unrejectable in God's
Mhm.
eyes, and that just gives us um, a confidence to engage even in
Yeah.
difficult relational situations.
Yeah.
Um,
It gives us freedom to go out and like fail or to not be
yeah,
perfect. And that was
yeah,
one thing that really was the most impactful for me is that like, yeah, I mean, again, similar story to you is, and even after I was doing business for so long, I helping a client with a high profile client and with a website, and it went down, and I'm like, I don't know. I went to this idea of like, I'm a failure. I failed this client. I don't know what to do. And I just kind of like made a big mess and like told the client, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't, you maybe could pick the wrong person. And then she actually covered me really well. She was like, are you willing to learn? And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then I was learning that I can fail in front of people and still not have my identity spiral. And so I feel like that
mm,
just really helped me a lot now in business. And I really feel like I see that over you as well. Like it's a really big gift to tell somebody like, yeah, you don't have to be perfect. Are you willing? I don't expect you to be perfect. Are you still willing to learn? I mean, like we can still run together. We still love each other and
mm,
all this stuff. And I just, yeah, the identity is profound for sure.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
love
so
that because it goes
powerful.
back to that quote about, I've lost it. That's typical, isn't it? I've just lost it about,
Okay, we still love you, Sally. You don't
yeah,
have
that's
to be
good.
perfect in
See,
front of
Yeah.
me.
you still love me. It's
We love you
all good.
too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
But
funny.
it
Yeah.
really is how we learn, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes we learn the most with our biggest crashes, don't we?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it is painful, but
Yeah, I do still owe 800 God. Can I just not go through this and have the glory on the other side? And he says to me
Mhm.
yeah.
every time, he says, Sally, you know the way that this works. Without the test and you doing this with me, if I just give it to you, you won't learn. And it is about learning. It is about growing. It is about, true nobility is not me being better than somebody else. It's about me being better today than I was yesterday. That's so good, eh? So
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Wow. Well, Janine, you have covered off heaps. I'm super excited. The other thing that I love because you do heart healing with people, but actually you don't do it, God does. And all
yeah.
we do, And that's the bit I love the most about this journey is I think for many people, the shame of not being perfect or the guilt of having done something bad in your life or have letting somebody
Mm.
down just blocks our, and it's interesting you were saying earlier, in that engagement part, we withdraw. It blocks us from actually, leaning in and helping and connecting. And, that's the freedom we get when we're filled with our identity or our hearts are healed. We don't have to worry about any of that because no one's here to fix anybody else. That's God's job. And not
Yeah.
only that, but He does it inside, kind of in secret, where no one knows. But we get the joy of that. It's like, holy smokes. Because I think part of the reason people don't want to come for heart healing or they don't want to come for life coaching or whatever it is because they feel they're a failure. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Mm.
but you're, and we're sitting here going, actually, you're wonderfully made to be brilliant. You know,
Yeah.
let God show you your brilliance. Let Him in and show you. And just
Yeah.
enjoy
And you're
being
just
who you
cleaning
are.
off.
Yeah.
I had a I had another picture of which I didn't mention in the chapter, but I had another picture of just Jesus with me on his knee. And he was cleaning my toes. My toes were really dirty, and he was kind of cleaning them off with his fingers. But he was looking at me in the face and laughing, and I hardly even noticed what he was doing. And it's kind of like that, it's just a little bit of dirt that's got on us from being in the world. It's not actually us, and he can sort it out without us hardly noticing. Yeah, I love that.
That's so beautiful. Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd like him cleaning my toes. However, this is the
No, maybe
beauty.
not, but
I know it's
it's the
like I love
concept.
Well,
it
he
because
he, he cleaned your sin, so it's kind of like I love that Janine is unconventional, which is such a
yeah.
beautiful thing. But yes, go ahead, Sally. Yeah.
Oh, I just love it. And that's the beauty is that,
Mhm.
he comes to us differently as we need to receive him. And,
Yeah.
sitting on his knee, laughing with him that, I'm like, yeah, I can cope with that bit. Not sure about the cleaning the toes. But you see, so we're all different in how we interact and respond. And I love that, but it's personal. It's
Yeah.
personal and it's
Yeah.
just for you. It's
Yeah.
it's such a joy. I'm going to let Jesse wrap up and do his bit because you've been amazing and shared so much with us, and we're very grateful for that. So thank you, and looking
Thank
forward to
you.
reading your chapter because I've kind of put them on hold until everyone's got
Mhm.
through, and then I'll sit and read your chapter in full, which is exciting. Well done.
Sally,
Yeah,
thank
thank you.
you.
And yeah, Janine, we want to give you a final word as well. But yeah, I want to remind people again, this is a journey that we're all on. Janine is part of this journey. You can follow the progress at beautyforashesanthology.com. And if you want to specifically follow Janine, and we'll ask her about kind of all that she is doing. But Mike, we chatted that you have a website up now, Janine, but you don't quite yet have a mailing list, right? Is that true?
I've got somewhere to put, I'm collecting emails, but I haven't quite got them on a
Okay,
list.
so they can go on your website and
They
actually
can
sign up
subscribe. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
subscribe. Perfect. So tell us that. What's your email address? What's your
Okay.
website? I mean.
It's Jesus in for Nigel, Janine.com.
Okay. So say that again. So for your website.
Jesus in Janine. Oh, I have to check if it's got ministries in there. I think it's just jesusinjanine.com.
Right.
JesusEngineering.com. I believe that's correct. Yeah. So you said N as in Nigel. Okay, that makes sense. So it's Jesus
Yeah.
N as in Nancy or yeah. Okay. So Jesus
Yeah.
and Janine .com and yeah. So also if you want to Janine has books out. Is it on Amazon as well, Janine?
Yeah, the book's on Amazon.
Perfect. And if you want to follow her more, you can do one of those two places. Also, we just invite you to follow the whole project. Again, it's beautyforashesanthology.com. And you can also, when you sign up for the mailing list there for the whole project, to get information about what we're doing, you can put Janine's name in the sign up bar as well to get more information about her specifically. But yeah, I mean, we're on a journey. We're four months in. Everyone's finished their chapters, and we're editing them now, and we're looking at getting them professionally edited very soon. We're doing crowdfunding for people who get extra perks starting in April. So there's a lot of things we're doing. You can kind of join the progress there at beautyforashesanthology.com, and then we're looking to publish it by the end of the year. So I'm ready for the holidays, and so it's going to be really, really cool. So yeah, thank you, Janine. You're amazing. It's been a wonderful journey having you on here and being a part of the project. And yeah, just thank you for your
Thank you so
courageousness
much.
of sharing about, your chapter and really sharing your God story. And so just want to give you kind of a last statement if you want to make something to tell the world or tell the people watching. Any last statements? Or, yeah.
Don't be afraid to come to God with your junk, because he can he can deal with it. Yeah.
That's right. Well done.
That's a brilliant end.
Love you.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm writing that down. Don't be afraid. It's a writer downer for anyone else to
Yeah.
give
Write it
God your
down.
junk. Give
Yeah.
God
Yeah,
your junk. And I love that because actually Jesus paid in full for every single bit of it. So it's his anyway. But that was my
that's right.
biggest challenge coming to the Lord was how can I, Jesus, so perfect, so gorgeous, how can I give him all my, like that was just
Yeah,
fundamentally wrong for me. And I really struggled to have those open conversations or say, I hate this, or whatever it might be, because I didn't want to offend God. I didn't want to be rude,
mm,
and yet he knows it all anyway. So it's like, can you just give me my
yeah,
stuff back? Like, that's mine.
yeah.
I want to give you
Grandpa.
all this awesomeness, and you're blocking yourself off because you're focusing on all the,
Yeah,
which actually isn't yours
yeah,
anyway. So
yeah.
that
Yes,
is,
preach it, Sally.
oh, I mean, like, how better could we end this interview?
Yeah.
Don't
Love it.
be afraid to give God your junk. That's my one-liner for this weekend. I'm going to be using it all weekend. Janine, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
Always
Janine.
a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you
Woo!
so much.
God bless.